Hello there, Jose Rodriguez, aka J Toolman 1949 once again. In this video I'm going to share with you some of my miniature wood turnings. These are the little tools that I use. These are homemade chisels. I actually made them out of carbon steel. Basically you drill a hole into the end of the actual carbon steel and then grind it to shape to create little miniature gouges. Now, although you can buy these commercially made, these are always better if you custom make them yourself. And of course, I use a mini lathe for woodworking, and you can get that from many suppliers such as Grizzly Tools or Craftsman Wood Tools or even Harbor Freight. eBay will also have these available. Now, this little bowl here is made out of Hollywood, and as you can see, it is turned exactly like a full-size bowl or art type bowl object would be turned. It is very thin, and you can see that the underside is undercut. It's got a perfect sitting little ring or undercut ring so that it sits perfectly flat. And that's just one of my bigger pieces. This is actually would be a 2-foot diameter serving bowl, because remember I work in 1/12 scale. Let's go ahead and move over to something else, and I have a lot of little objects here that I used to sell when I did shows, and I wanted to go ahead and share some of these with you. If I could remove the, it's been a while since I popped these open. Here we go. Okay, this would be a maple and rosewood salad bowl, and let me take it off the little tacky material. We'll just leave that there. Okay, the bottom is signed and of course undercut as well, and is extremely thin. And then this is the little serving set, little fork and spoon serving set. And this is just one of the items that I used to sell when I did miniature shows. Of course, I did my furniture as well as some of these little turned pieces. I also did demonstrations at some of the woodworking clubs. And this is a maple Burl bowl. It's hollow on the inside, you can see. I don't know if you'll be able to read. I actually signed it. You need a loop to be able to see that. And basically it is hollow. I used a curved tool to be able to carve out the inside. And then for the finishing, I basically use polishing compound, which is just the old-fashioned French polish, which is I believe it's 1/3 shellac, the regular, not the white shellac, but the golden shellac, and 1/3 boiled linseed oil, and 1/3 denatured alcohol or methanol, which actually is a solvent for shellac. And this is again a maple burl piece, and I'll go real quick through these. I have some little goblets here that I made. You can see them, they're made out of maple. I'm not going to take them out, but they're all signed underneath with my name. And as you can see, I used to get $48 for a set of these, made out of dogwood, which is a really great wood for turning. I also did some metal turnings. These are some little brass goblets that I did on the lathe. This would go for $42 as well. And I used to sell quite a few of these. Here are some Jara Burl turnings. Boy, I remember when these used to open a lot easier. Okie doke, here we go. You can see how nice these look. And this is great because you can use just about any little remnant of wood. So what I normally do is I go to these exotic type wood suppliers, and there's a couple of them in my neighborhood, at least within an hour's distance each of them, and I can get what basically would not sell because they're just little tiny cutoffs, and this is what I use. Now these are attached via a glue or paper between the wood piece and a sacrificial piece of wood and a little faceplate, and then you just attach it with some cyanoacrylate glue, little activator, attach that temporarily to the faceplate and carve away. Then once you're done, you can just basically clean off that leftover. that's on the faceplate. Here is a maple burl, and it has a couple of little voids, which really adds a lot of character to the piece. And I wish I could focus closer with my little mini action cam, but my new camera that I just purchased really is just not performing as I expected. So I'm back to using my little action cams. Here's again some other little pieces. This is my drone burl. And let's see, we have some tiny little plates made out of holly. Again, they all have undercut bottoms. I have some more wooden plates. Here, these are actually olive wood. Here's some more olive wood plates with a beautiful little spalted design in the middle there. So I was able, out of one block, to basically part off 4 plates. Here's a little art type bowl made out of dogwood, or vase, or vase, whatever you want to call it. Here's that madrone burl, we saw that already. Here is a dogwood one. Again, and I actually, as I turn the pieces, I come up with the design and the curvatures. It's nothing really planned. You just work, and whatever comes out of the wood as you're actually turning it, that's where I get my inspiration from, and that's where I get my shapes. You can see this is almost paper thin. Some of the pieces that I'm able to get are almost transparent. You can almost shine a light through them and see them. This is actually walnut, set of 4 salad plates. Not something that you would actually use in real life, but it's just, they're meant to be as art objects. And a lot of full-size turners, wood turners that is, utilize pieces of old burls and maples and other types of wood that produce very grainy, very nicely figured pieces, and they can create wonderful pieces of art with these basically thrown away pieces of wood, something that would actually rot out in the woods. And then this one here I just made out of olive wood, and I want to show you the little grooves on the side of it, and I hope you can see that. And these were very difficult to do. It's kind of almost like a trumpet shaped type bowl. And again, all of these will actually sit properly because they all have undercut bottoms or bases. This is Asheboro American Ash, and you can see how nice that is. And we'll finish up with a couple more, and then that is it for now. I just wanted to share these with you all to see that, you know, I just don't do furniture, and this is really a very relaxing thing to do. And if you mess up, you mess up. You just start over again with another piece. Spalted Maple. Spalted Maple is wonderful for turning. So you can see the black. This is actually caused by a fungus attack on the wood. So if a maple tree is cut down and it just sits there long enough, it will begin to spalt or become basically moldy. And you have to grab it before it starts to kind of decay to the point where the wood is simply useless at that point. Here we have dogwood again. And again, some of these woods are just really excellent for turning. Dogwood is awesome. Olive wood is awesome. And so is holly. And I'm talking about the regular holly bushes you see for Christmas. If you have one that's overgrown and you need to trim it, save those pieces if you're into this type of craft. Here's another one that's drilled out and also carved from the inside. And for that you have to utilize a curved tool, and it's really difficult because you have to make a few little cuts and then vacuum out the chips out of that little hole. There's no other way to do that. And this one has no label, but it was $28. And I believe that is it for now. Here's another piece. Ah, this is good. This is a laminated piece where I actually laminated 2 pieces of wood together. So the top is probably some sort of dark walnut, and then this would be like a dark maple. And you apply that friction polish that I was referring to, the shellac, alcohol, and linseed oil mixture, basically as the piece is turning. And this is the same type of mixture that people that make wood-turned pens and pencil sets. Another type of, all the types of accessories such as those. Basically, you just shake the bottle to resuspend all of the three components and then apply it on a piece of gauze or cheesecloth, and then as the piece is turning on the lathe, you just apply it, and you apply some pressure against the spinning piece, and the heat that you develop from friction alone will cure it and give it that beautiful finish. And it's a finish that can be revived if it needs to be. And all of these pieces here, especially my little carving and turning tools, were done that way. All of these were done with friction polish, and they have withstood the test of time, as I have been using these literally forever. So it's a wonderful, wonderful polish, and one that lasts a long time. You just need to make maybe 4 ounces of it, and then you have enough for practically a lifetime. Okay, so that's about it. I hope you like this video. Please share, please subscribe, please like. Until the next time, bye-bye.